Hey everybody, I am Taylor and I'm the Stargate guy, where I talk to you about everything and anything Stargate. Alright, so StargateCommand.co just launched this brand new thing called Factions. It's really cool. So Factions, basically it allows you to go through this test to see what faction you belong to. You can be Jaffa, you can be Goa'uld, you can be Asgard, you can be Replicators, you can be Tari, you can be all kinds of different things. So with each faction kind of works as a team to beat the other teams. So there's going to be some really cool kind of pitting against each other kind of thing within the group, some fun competition, some awesome bragging rights, and some great cool little things just for that faction. All right? I wanted you to see what my faction is and actually see me going through the test for the first time ever to find out what faction I should belong to. So StargateCommand.co, brand new website here. It looks a lot different, and I love it. There's a little bit of kinky that they're still working out, but it's really cool. So yes, I accept cookies. All right, I always love cookies. That's why I look the way I do. So on the front page here, if you scroll down a little bit, you see the profile. They gave me some early access to this. So, you know, awesome. So you see my wonderful smiling face here. What level I am, how much experience points I have, which is better than command coins. Command coins didn't do jack for you. The experience points do. They help you level up and get cool badges along the way, and it's kind of like a game. And overall rank, overall ranked 24 on the site, and there could be 24 people on the site. I don't know. But let's go up to the top here. Let's click on the faction tab. All right, through the quantum mirror, an alternate reality awaits. A reality where the greatest forces in the cosmos are at war, where the allegiances you know of never existed, and new ones are forged. In this reality, nothing is what it seems. Even your own reflection. Take the test to discover which of the great factions you're aligned with, then go forth and help them secure glory. All right, so you can be Tok'ra, you can be Replicator, Tari, I'm guessing Ori, Wraith, Goa'uld, Jaffa, or Asgard. So find your faction. Let's find out here. Your base is infiltrated by a strange entity which is affecting your computers. How would you resolve it? 1. Draw to a single computer and purge the hard drive. Identify the entity's weaknesses and trap it. Then transmit it to an enemy's computer system. Determine a means of sending the entity to an alien world, or attempt communication via an input device such as a keyboard or camera. Okay, your base is infiltrated by a strange entity which is affecting your computers. Well, so I distinctly remember this episode, and at the very beginning you'd think that it was a virus, so you just purge the virus. Like, if I believed that it was sentient, then yeah, I tried to talk to it. But, I mean, if I didn't know, I just, you know, purge it. Infiltrated by a strange entity, that kind of identifies that you know that it's something that could be sentient. So, I'm going to try communication and go from there. Because if the communication doesn't work, then you can put it in one computer and purge the crap out of it, or just take an axe to it. Yeah. Buy a new computer. You need one in 2 years anyway. Boop. You discover an alien planet will fall prey to invasion. You have the ability to help. What do? Give them a nuke to destroy the invaders. Let them fight amongst themselves. Give them advice on how to ascend. Or give them shields to protect themselves. Do I like the alien planet? Because that plays a big role. You discover an alien planet will fall prey to an invasion. You have the ability to help. What do? Well, I don't want to give them a nuke because they'll, can turn around and use it for me and take my stuff. Let them fight amongst themselves. Give them advice on how to ascend. No, that's kind of giving up. Give them shields to protect themselves. Is there an option for, like, giving them a heads up and helping them evacuate, or like telling them this is going to happen, and if they ask for help, give it to them? Because I'm not just going to impose my will upon somebody. Well, most of the time. You know, if these are my only 4 options, honestly, I'd let them fight amongst themselves until they got together and asked for help. So, 2, let them fight amongst themselves. Next question. I know it sounds mean, but, you know, if they can't get their act together and realize that there's an outside threat and work together, then I don't want to help them. Because they didn't ask for it. I'm not just going to impose my will upon somebody. A member of your team is taken captive by another race. How do you react? Threaten an orbital bombardment via spacecraft, which is just a smart move if you're going to attack somebody. Execute an incursion and break them out covertly if possible. Diplomatic channels must be maintained. Let them do what they will with your teammate. Send in specialists to negotiate resources for their release. Now that's giving in to terrorists. I'd execute an incursion and break them out covertly if possible. SEAL Team 6, baby. Your teammate breaks local law while visiting a key off-world trade partner who now demands justice. Kind of like Cameron Mitchell. What is your response? Request an emergency extraction via teleportation. Ask your government to withhold further trade until a release can be arranged. Yield to the government's demand as trade must continue. Request an audience with the leadership as the mistake was accidental. Well, yeah, I mean, that's assuming that it was totally accidental and not on purpose. Because if it was like murder, then prosecute the guy. All right, just prosecute him. Local law does its thing. But, you know, I mean, that's like a commonly universal law. You don't kill other people, all right? You don't take their stuff. But, I mean, if it was like you didn't know that you couldn't double park, and so you double park, I mean, I don't know, it just depends. It all depends. I want more information. Or question mercy, okay. Teammate breaks your local law while visiting a key off-world trade partner who now demands justice. What is your response? The first thing would be to request an audience with the leadership as the mistake was accidental, and go from there. And if they continue to demand justice, then try to withhold trade and threaten that. And if they still wanted it, then take your guy out of there and leave, because I don't want to deal with those people as trade partners. If they're going to be super stubborn and unrealistic and prosecutive, then I don't want to trade with them. So first things first, I request an audience with leadership as it might have been a mistake. Unaware of its proper uses, an alien culture uses a valuable piece of tech as a centerpiece of worship. Oh, hey, that sounds familiar. You need the device to stop an attack on your base. What do? You pose as the aliens' creators by staging a high-tech show of force, then tell them the relic is urgently needed elsewhere. You create a noisy distraction near the temple and switch out the working ZPM with dark dead one in hopes they won't notice. Oh, so it's a ZPM. Okay. It didn't state that in the question. Fabricate a ZPM with working lights so it will glow. Then superstitiously make the switch, or you won't stoop to damaging the culture by taking their ZPM. You managed to survive before you will again. Well, that's a big assumption. It's like we have main character immunity or something. You need the device to stop an attack on your base. They don't know the thing's a piece of technology. They view it as a relic. If possible, you don't want to mess with their culture. I mean, because if you take the thing and it's a sacred relic, you just started a holy war, and those turn out well. You know, if these were my only options, and it was, you know, the attack was serious, which I'm assuming the attack is serious, or else we wouldn't bother with this, of entertaining the idea. I am inclined to fabricate a ZPM with working light so that it will glow, then surreptitiously make the switch. That way we get what we need, and they still have a relic to worship, or that's the centerpiece of worship. And, you know, don't go back there again. just in case. That sounds so bad. Country A, a potentially valuable trade partner, requests your assistance in moving the people of the primitive country B off-world, so they can harvest more of the planet's natural resources. How do you respond? What? No, that's none of our business. Deal with your own freaking internal conflict. Forcibly remove country A to a new planet using Asgard transporters. Their natural resources are now yours. Gee, I wonder what faction that could be. Secretly communicate with country B to incite war. In exchange for help them purge country A, you will share the spoils. Agree to hold a diplomatic summit at the Stargate, perhaps knowing its existence will create a spirit of cooperation in country B. Offer food and medical supplies in exchange for country A's natural resources without involving yourself politically. I don't want to get dragged into someone else's conflict. Like, are you kidding? That's stupid. I mean, we've tried that here on Earth. It doesn't work. So I'd offer food and medical supplies to country A and see if I can get trade going. Then if that doesn't work, hold a summit with country A and country B. But war's a last resort. I don't mind doing it if it's a last resort. Okay? Then you kick the crap out of people. You don't bother yourself in other people's business, but when they stick their nose into yours, bloody that nose. just give my opinion. A xenophobic alien species has invented a device which, while activated, prevents all forms of hyperspace travel in the vicinity of their system, which happens to be a valuable trade route. What's your solution? Coordinate a surgical attack via neighboring stargates to destroy the device without taking lives. Threaten the civilization to arrive at an alternate solution, lest you take further steps to stop them. Combine forces with your allies to develop new technology which will cancel out the effects of the alien device. Remap the coordinates near the system so a new trade path can be established. Xenophobic alien species has invented a device which, while acted, prevents all forms of hyperspace travel in the vicinity of their system. Okay, well, if it's hyperspace travel, then you can just reroute and no big deal. I mean, we're talking about one system here. Now, if it was a huge chunk of a galaxy, I could see, you know, that bigger action is needed. But if we're talking one system, you can reroute around one system, no problem. It adds 5 minutes. So I'm going to remap the coordinates near the system so a new trade path can be established. A captured enemy has admitted to planting a timed explosive device somewhere on an off-world base. Oh crap, here we go. How do you plan to obtain the location of the device? Use physical and mental coercion until they divulge the location. Evacuate the base and set up an outpost on a new world. Threaten to transport the enemy to the location of the bomb. Attempt to use the technology to locate the bomb and remove it with Asgard transporters. Now, as we know with interrogation, information gained by interrogation is not always the most trustworthy. So, usually if you hurt somebody during an interrogation, they just say anything to make the pain stop. It doesn't get you what you want. Unless you just want to hurt the guy, which, you know, they planted a bomb. I get that. Instead, you want them to believe that you are their friend, and then information that they divulge are most likely going to be more truthful. But it's a long process. Timed explosive, limited time on the clock. mid-plan time exposure device somewhere on an off-world base. So you don't know what the base is. You know what? Now, if we know where the explosion is, evacuate the base, and then threaten to teleport the guy there. If he likes blowing stuff up, he can blow up his own self. Because development of a technology to locate the bomb and remove it, that could take a long time. And we're on a clock. So, I mean, first thing is saving your own people. Evacuate the base. But if you don't know exactly where, I threaten to transport the enemy to the location of the bomb. See how he reacts. If he reacts negatively, that's probably the one where he put the bomb, and then evacuate that base. Next question. You are in the desert. I hate the desert. You see a tortoise lying on its back in the hot sun. You recognize his plight, but do nothing to help. Why? Because turtle soup sounds good for dinner. Because you are also a tortoise. Correcting the tortoise's orientation may alter the course of the universe, or assisting with the tortoise will only lead to his future dependency upon others. Now we're talking about a tortoise, we're not talking about a human. Are lying on his back in the hot sun. You recognize his plight but do nothing to help. Why? Because I'm also a tortoise. Because if I wasn't a tortoise, then yeah, I'd help. I mean, it takes 2 seconds, right? Because you are also a tortoise. And that's also from a fun episode. A train hurtles down a track towards a path of 10 people. Thanks, Rodney. A switch stands before you, which can divert the track into the path of a single baby instead. What do? You yell at the people to tell them to get out of the way. Well, what if they can't hear you? What, are they deaf? I mean, it's a whole exchange between Rodney and Ronan and stuff. It's an awesome scene. Take no action. The people technically die, but you didn't murder anyone. Switch the track and kill the baby. So do nothing or kill a baby. Well, by doing nothing, you also, that is taking part in the killing of other people, because you chose to do nothing. Your choice led to their death. I switched things before you wish to invert the track into a train hurries down the track towards a path of 10 people. So 10 lives or 1 life. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. 10 lives or 1 life. I have to go with the 10 lives. Needs of the many, right? That's a difficult question. So I'd switch the track and kill the baby. And hopefully you live with myself afterwards. Question 11. While reverse engineering a piece of alien tech, the device suddenly demonstrates sentience? Sentience. I think that's how you spell it. And requests you to move it to a planet to develop on its own. How do you respond? Oh, shoot. The device suddenly demonstrates sentience and requests you to move it. Oh, okay. Like message in a bottle. You made it. You can break it, subvert, and weaponize the device for your own sticky plans. Purge the device and never speak of it to anyone again. Comply with the technology and leave it on a yet-to-be-inhabited young world. Attempt to reverse engineer the device so that it will behave along with the original programming. If it has developed sentience and it actually meets the definition of sentience, it's a living being. Therefore, I'd comply and get it to a world where it's the only sentient being, and try not to inhibit the development of another world. Because if there were sentient beings on another world, you don't want to like screw with them, right? So you want to put it to a yet to be inhabited young world. So 3. You've been assigned leadership of the SG base. Oh God, help me. In what fashion do you intend to govern your people? Bureaucratic, militant, open-minded, experimental. Open-minded, baby. I am not the most brilliant person in the world. Open-minded. Other people have good ideas too. I've worked in bureaucracy. It sucks. Militant gets you only conflict, and experimental gets you a whole bunch of random stuff. So open-minded. Let's do the best of everything. You're stranded in unknown alien territory and must make your way back to the gate. Ideally, what weapon would you be armed with? unknown alien territory and must make your way back to the gate. Zat gun, P90, Wraith stunner, Gould staff weapon. Staff weapons are really clumsy. I don't like them, and they're also not accurate. Wraith stunner, if it is the handheld one, maybe. Unknown alien territory. So you don't know if these people are actually your enemy. So I don't want to take a P90 because that's a great way to kill people and then make enemies out of someone who would not be an enemy otherwise. So I would take the Zat. The Zat is accurate. 1-shot stuns, 2-shot kill. So I have both options. Because if it turns out that they are hostile, then, you know, some folks are going to die because I'm getting to that gate. All right? So, 1, Zat gun. You've been given the opportunity to shadow an SG team member. Which division would you pick? Medics, archaeology, science and tech, defense, archaeology. Yeah, I studied history and anthropology in school. Dr. Daniel Jackson helped me pick that course of study. So I'd pick archaeology. It's super fascinating. You call your SG team before duty to make sure you are wearing the same color fatigues. What color do you pick? No phone calls. Chaos. Blue fatigues, black fatigues, green fatigues. I do like the green, but the blues fit me better. So you call your SG team before duty to make sure that you're wearing the same color fatigues. I don't know why you would do that. No, I wouldn't make phone calls. I just wouldn't do it. I just wear the blue ones because they fit better. And if people want to wear blue, great. If they want to wear black, great. I mean, unless it's ordered to us what color we need to wear, I don't freaking care. 16 of 18. Should the people of Earth be made aware of the Stargate? Oh, jeez. That's a big question. It is just a huge question. There is no easy answer for that. No, it'll cause global civil unrest and spell the end of our civilization. No, people may not be able to handle the threat of regular attack by aliens. That's true. Not a lot of people would be able to handle that. Yes, the government should not keep secrets from its people or from the public. Mostly. Yes, the knowledge of populated worlds beyond our own would rally us together. Eventually. As of right now, I don't think it will bring us together. I think it would cause some conflict simply because, it started with a thing that was U.S. military forever, and then it just went over to the main nations, which helps. But as of right now, I think no. Not right now. Eventually, yes. Not right now unless we have to. 17. After a few days of interacting with an alien society, some of the aliens begin to fall ill. I wasn't a big fan of that episode. How do you address the problem? Let nature take its course. You are not God. Continue to communicate with the aliens, but in hazmat suits. Return to your world with one of the aliens for research. Evacuate immediately and never look back. Some of the aliens begin to fall ill. How do you address it? I continue to communicate with them, but in hazmat suits, and see if I can help them out if they want help. If they don't want help, then leave. But yeah, I take precautions, save ourselves first, hazmat suits, and then see if we can help them. Last question. You have been granted shore leave on a world of your choice. What is your ideal destination? Tropical jungles, coastal beaches, a metropolitan cityscape, snowy mountains. I am from the coast. I really like the coast. I never want to live in a place that doesn't border an ocean. So I'm going to say snowy mountains. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to say coastal beaches. And I know this because I do have some shore leave coming up in the form of a honeymoon. And we're going to Hawaii. Love it. So coastal beaches. See your results. Dun dun dun. What am I? Welcome to Jaffa. Awesome. I love the Jaffa. The Jaffa are an offshoot of humanity genetically engineered by the Goa'uld. They have an abdominal pouch Well, it's a little abnormal. But they have an abdominal pouch which serves to incubate larval Goa'uld. The infant Goa'uld provides strength, longevity, and good health at the cost of supplanting the Jaffa's natural immune system, making them dependent on the Goa'uld for more symbiotes. The Jaffa have a warrior culture and form the armies of the Goa'uld. That's awesome. That is really awesome. And really, if you think about it, the Jaffa are not necessarily dependent on the Goa'uld. It's kind of a symbiotic thing. Because Took had a really good point. You put the Goa'uld in, as soon as it matures, take it out, break its back, put in another one. Okay? You just discard them. They're like, tissue paper. This is really cool. Faction page. Hey, 3 members. 6th faction in rank. What? We need to fix that. Victory over false gods and those who would serve them is at hand. Take the quizzes below to ensure that all Jaffa will remain free. Love it. Absolutely love it. Share your opinions. There's a discussion at the bottom. Jaffa, who we are. I want to learn about my faction. Oh, and it takes you to the fandom site. Okay. Interesting. So let's go back to the main site then. Huh. All right, so this is really cool. So I'm a Jaffa. That's I was hoping for that, actually. So let me know what faction you are in the comment section down below. This is a really cool feature. I was really looking forward to this, and I'm Jaffa, which is awesome. So if you're a part of my faction, let me know in the comment section, as well as on the faction page, because that is just for us, and we can plan, plot, and scheming the downfall of the Goa'uld. Anyway, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Great things are coming out every week where I talk to you about everything and anything Stargate. You can click right here for some more Stargate awesomeness. And thanks to everyone who bought me a cup of coffee this week. You guys are amazing, and you're the ones that really help keep the channel going. And until next time, I'll see you on the other side.